All right. So we have like I just have a few quick little questions for you. These are like more like rapid fire ish. I put them like under that. So I don't really know.
Okay.
You can talk as long as you want. No, like I literally like a line because I was like, oh, it'll take like a little less time, I feel like, but they're like a lot lighter. What is your like favorite go to like activewear, like brands?
Okay, so I kind of like to mix and match like nicer activewear with like Amazon. So like I do have a lot of like Amazon shorts. Those are a lot of what I get. I really like Aloe too. I have a few Athleta sports bras or like a few cute shirts. Lululemon's tried and true. Um, so this is more like active loungewear, like athleisure a little bit. It's called Sporty and Rich. Um, it's like they have really, really cute stuff that it'll say like this hat's from it and it says like wellness. I have a, yes, I get it. I think it's cute too. They have like some sweatshirts that'll say like health on it, or like I have this one sweatshirt that says stay active, live longer. So I like stuff like that. Um, so Free People movement has actually been one of my favorites lately too. They have a lot of like cute like crop shirts that you can wear, or even like cute running shorts, or like even like they have like really specific things too, like a running like it'll say like a running sports bra, which I just think is helpful because you can kind of differentiate different things.
Yeah.
With activewear, my favorite thing to note though is just or anything that makes you feel good, because if you feel good, you're going to want to work out and it just makes it a lot easier. So that's kind of like why I like to mix and match, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, this sports bra, this shirt is so cute. But I don't want to splurge on the pants too. So I'll just get like a pair of like cheaper Amazon shorts that I know will match it. And then it just makes me feel good when I'm working out. So.
Oh yeah, I love that. No, I definitely like I was thinking about that because like I always see like people like on social media, like TikTok, for instance, they're always like Amazon. So I'm like, I need to get on that hype now because I mean
it's worth it. There are some cute ones. I'm pretty so the short brand that I love, I have them on right now. They're really comfortable. It's called like Odo or Odos or Ud, something like that. I can't remember exactly right. I could like look, but I want to like look at my pants. But it's something like that. And I really, really like them.
Okay, I can definitely look those up. And who would you say are like your go-to like style, like icons? Like who do you look up to for fashion? If you look up to anybody, or if you just like yourself.
I'm trying to think of like style icons. I feel like I pull from I feel like I'm more, maybe not like okay, let me put it, I like a lot more like basics kind of. So I'd say even more like my style is kind of influenced by like 90s-ish, because I like a lot of basics like that. And then like adding like a statement piece or something. I'm trying to think of who else I like, maybe like that's my problem, is I dress more for like me versus like, and not even because I'm like I think everything's like what I have is all great, but I try and dress more for like what I feel good in, or what I know like looks good on my body type and things like that, versus like trends and stuff, like, and just because sometimes it doesn't necessarily work for me. But I like Princess Diana's style. I think she was
Okay.
really, really awesome. I'm sure like as soon as there's like there more will come to me later.
Yeah, no, that's all good. And what would you say, like, what would you be like your rule, even like now, if like you could go back, like for college, like balancing sports, your social life, and like school, and like
Really
how much would you study versus like how much like would you spend on sports and stuff? Because like right now I'm doing club like rugby. And so like
That's awesome.
thank you. It's fun, but it's like, I mean, obviously I'm summer, but like at the end of the school year, like I was doing it a little bit, and like it was just it's like a lot of time, but it's also like fun. But I don't know how much to study, and like going like into college, like my brothers obviously are not there. They live in a different state. So it's kind of just like what would like be your rule? And like of course, like with drinking and stuff, like I don't drink a whole lot just for like health stuff. But
Right.
actually like I don't drink like ever. Like honestly, like when I'm in the United States, like never. Like I only when I'm legal. And
Right.
which is like out of like overseas, and like
Right.
even then it's not a lot, but like I know like I still will go out with my friends. I just won't participate. Like I'll even like drink like water, or like I
Yeah.
literally have, like water and a lime, like something like that. So I don't know like what
No, that's a great question. And one I've had so much thought about just because from like looking back and things like that. One, also so admirable of you to, choose to not drink. I think that that's, should be celebrated and that's not talked about enough. Like, sometimes like it's fun to go out, but it's not always fun to drink.
Yeah.
So definitely. So I found it difficult to balance in college. My personality is somebody who, if I'm doing something, I want to do it as best as possible and give like all my effort.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that when you have a lot of things that you want to give energy to. And you're younger and you're not, like you haven't learned yet that balance is important. So in college, I kind of tried to just give 100% to everything, and I definitely was burnt out more than once, and I wouldn't recommend it. But at the same time, I spent a lot of time studying. I gave up a lot of time with friends to study. I gave up a lot of parties to study. I gave up a lot of parties to sleep because I was tired from studying.
Mhm.
How I kind of categorized it was school, lacrosse, and then social.
Yeah.
Obviously sometimes things slipped and things changed, but my mentality was I'm going to school to get a degree to set myself up for a good future. And lacrosse is the catalyst that is helping me do it. I also was really competitive, so that played a lot into it. And like I said, if I'm doing something, I want to give it 100%. So basically, it was probably split for me like 50% school, 40% lacrosse, and maybe 10% everything else.
Yeah.
And I kind of used like going out with friends and stuff as a way to reset and relax, which sometimes worked. But I'm learning now is not the best way to do it, because when you're doing things like that, that's actually not, you're not resting necessarily. Yeah. So I would use, if I had like a really tough week, I did a lot of lacrosse. I spent a lot of time practice. I spent a lot of time playing outside of practice. I spread myself really thin with school, was up late studying, had a lot going on. And so I was burnt out. I really wanted a night out with my friends. So I would go out on Saturday night with an off day for lacrosse on Sunday. And I would treat that as a way to like recharge. Well, what happened would be I would drink, I would stay out late, and I would wake up the next day and I'd be exhausted. And so then I would have like work and other things I needed to get ahead on, because maybe I like stayed after to shoot after practice. And so I was like, okay, I'll just do that assignment on Sunday. And so then I ended up wearing myself even thinner because I didn't sleep well. I didn't prioritize, like getting things done beforehand, because I was like, oh, I'll save it till Sunday. That's my off day. But I didn't use Sunday in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So, and I think that, don't get me wrong, you have to make sure that you are spending time with friends and you are in college. You want to take advantage of that and go out and things like that. Yeah. But I think I'd say the biggest thing is making sure that you're doing that for that reason and not to like rest and recharge, because that's not resting and recharging. If I could go back now, I think I would spend a lot less time going out, to be honest. I would drink a lot less. And I didn't even really drink a ton. I've never really been a big drinker. Even now when I drink, it's very limited. I just did 75 hard, so it's like a little hard to gauge it. But yeah, I loved it. But it wasn't hard for me, the no alcohol part. That was probably the easiest part of the whole thing. Okay. But even now, I probably drink like once every 2-3 weeks. And when I drink, I have 1 or 2 drinks. In college, it was a little bit more and maybe a little more often, but it was around the same thing. Like I've never been a big drinker. But I definitely would say like I would go out sober a lot more, and I would prioritize sleep way more than I did. Okay. Because that's really, really, really important. So it's actually better. So say you're studying for a test, it's better for you to go to sleep and get a reasonable amount of sleep than it is for you to stay up and study. Because your body, then the next day you're not going to have gotten as much sleep. So your body's not going to internalize all the information you got. It's not going to consolidate all of that information as well, because you're getting less sleep and like a lower quality of sleep. And then on top of that, the next day you're going to feel deficits. So you're actually going to do worse on the test than if you just learned like a set part of the material and just forgot about the rest of it.
Yes.
So that's something that I would go back and kind of change a little bit. As far as my priorities, I wouldn't change a lot. I think the biggest thing for me is I would probably spend more time like resetting and doing like you're a great example of it. You do things that are good for you. Like you do good habits to kind of like rest and recharge. I feel like you have a very good head on your shoulders with that. I wasn't like super into any of that yet. I just kind of was like, go all the time.
Okay.
And so it led to a little burnout. I did, like I said, and so that's probably the biggest thing. I wouldn't necessarily change my priorities or maybe even change how I was balancing things, because I think that I think part of where I'm at now and how successful I am in like certain aspects of my life is because of that personality and because I worked really, really hard in college. So I wouldn't necessarily change that. I would just change how I recuperated from that.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. Like, take more time for yourself, like mental clarity, health benefits, and everything. I completely understand that.
Right. And spend less time worrying about like partying or even like, and honestly, I want to admit this too. It's not part of the question that you asked really, but I would spend a lot less time worrying about what my Instagram looked like. I would worry a lot less about what pictures I got, what other people would think of them, what my stories looked like. I would worry a lot less about that and worry a lot less about what I was feeling and internalizing that more and prioritizing that more than what my life looked like on social media.
Yeah, I love that. And like, it's kind of hard now that like I'm getting more into social media, and like what I kind of do like though, that like I used to like literally like 2 months ago, like when I was first starting, I was like, every picture, like I need to be perfect. And like now, like I'm more of like whatever picture I get. And like, I'll like post a picture and it's like not the most flattering, but I'm like truly smiling and like I'm actually happy in the picture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I want to post, because that's like true, authentic, like smiling.
Without a doubt. And
Like,
that's what people want to see too. And it helps people connect to you. Like
yeah.
even some of the stuff like I'm getting, because now I have different goals from social media. Like I still post on my regular account, but even like my TikTok is so much, it's fitness, nutrition, and I post workouts. Like before, I would never post a picture without makeup. I would never ever in a million years have done that. Now I post videos all the time of workouts with me without makeup, because that's what I want to get out to the world. And I'm not going to just throw on makeup for a video. So if I do, because I feel good, then great.
Right.
But I'm not going to do that for a workout just because
Do it.
I think it will look good. And I really, really care. Like, obviously, I don't think that's a means to go and like let yourself go.
Right.
But I think that you just like I just don't think there needs to be so much priority on what you think people are going to think.
Yeah, I love that. You said it the best way, like, yeah, how they kind of like perceive you and like trying to be like the like cool girl. And like, I think
Right.
have you ever seen, okay, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Where like she like purposely goes missing, like Gone Girl.
Oh yeah,
Like her little segment about the cool girl thing. Like I saw it the other day, like I think it was like an edit on like Instagram, and it was like so true. It's like, it's just like what people like want to like call you and stuff. And like for me, like I've been called it in the past before, and I was just like, oh, I was so mad. I was like, no, like they're trying to mean it as like a nice thing, but I was just like, no. Like I don't want to be like labeled as like that, because that means like, I mean, if other people like truly are that, like great, but that's not who I am. I'm more of like
right.
I'm like more of just like, I don't know, like I like doing things like for myself and like self-care stuff. I'm not like the type to like do things for like other people's like attention and stuff, if that makes sense.
And sometimes I think that with that, trying to please people all the time, you lose yourself.
100%.
And that it's hard, it's a lot more work to have to come back and find yourself than it is to just stay true to yourself. And that's kind of true for a lot of different things. It's better to just stay consistent and stay on that same path than it is to lose it and come back to it. And obviously sometimes it happens, but I think it's a lot better to worry about what you think and stay true to what you believe in than it is to lose that trying to please other people, because you can't please everyone.
Right.
Everybody's not going to think the same thing. And again, and on top of that, so you already are not going to achieve your goal. because you can't please everybody. And on top of that, you give a piece of yourself away because it's not necessarily something that you want to do or something that you truly believe in. So those are probably my big things with that. It's tough because it's hard. It's so easy to not to go the other way.
I completely understand what you're saying. And like with that, like what would be like one like tip you would tell your younger self? Would it be like the partying type of thing? Like, cause I know you kind of
again, because I didn't really, it wasn't like I was like a crazy, like I get like actually I was given a lot of shit in college because I didn't go out that much. So like I'm making it seem like I already barely went out, but I just like would place so much less emphasis on it because it does not matter. So that's why I'm saying that. Like I literally was already like the nerd. But but I think the biggest thing that I would tell my younger self is, and people told me it all along, but I think I had to hear it from me and experience it, was how people treat you is a reflection of them and not you. And I've heard it before. I've had it told to me before. But there have been a lot of times that people have not treated me very well for absolutely no reason. And I don't like having other people feeling bad. Like I'm also very much like, I will do what I have to for myself. Don't get me wrong. But when you have like good friends treating you poorly and you're like, where is this coming from? Like I didn't do anything to them and it's my good friend. Mm-hmm. Well, that has nothing to do with you. You've done nothing wrong. Okay. You are just you. And if they can't accept that, that is on them and it's a reflection of them. It has nothing to do with you. And I think that like, that's something that it's been a long time coming for me to like understand that. And it kind of, sometimes you have to learn it through experience and through yourself. But that is 1000% something that I would tell my younger self and make sure that she really understood.
I love that. And I'm on to like my last like 3-ish question.
Yeah.
What time do you like get up right now and like go to sleep?
Okay, so
like roughly.
So during the week, I kind of have like a few different schedules, but like all around the same. If I do a workout class, usually we start like 6 or 6:30, depending on that. I'll usually have to leave then. I'll get up at like 5:15, 5:20 because I like to journal before. In the morning, I do like the 5-minute journal. I'll meditate and then I journal and then I go. I do like a brain dump journal and then I go. Plus I can like let my dog out, all of that. If I just am going for a run, I'll get up around like 6:15, 6:30. If I'm doing like a longer workout, probably like the same. So it's either going to be like around like 5:15, 5:30 or 6:15, 6:30. If I'm not working out in the morning at all, like say I'm doing yoga at night or like I'm going on a hike or something like that, like after work, I'll sleep until like 7. And honestly, I wish I could sleep in later, but my body's so used to getting up early. I can't sleep in.
Yeah.
It like just doesn't let me. And then, so based on that, if I'm getting up around like 6, I'm like in bed by like 9:30. And
tonight for you.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. Well, just so that like I'm asleep by 10.
Okay.
So like sometimes it's a little later, sometimes I sleep by 10:15. Like it's not perfect every single night.
Right.
And actually I got a lot of really good sleep last night. So it's not that
okay.
No, it's good. And then if I am like, I know it's really early to get into bed, but if I'm getting up around like my 5:30, I will literally be in bed by like 8:30, like some maybe even earlier, and like trying to be asleep by 9. But sometimes when it's a little bit earlier, I like going to sleep a little earlier. I try to get in bed earlier. Okay. Just so that, because it takes me a little bit longer to fall asleep because my it's just because you're going to bed at 9.
Yeah.
But like sometimes like I'll end up going to bed at 10:30. Sometimes I'll end up going to bed at 11 if like I have stuff going on, or like if I have like family stuff and things like that. Like it's not perfect every single night, but that's what I aim to do. My goal is just to get between at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. So whatever that ends up equating to, that's kind of how I'll say what time I have to get up, and then I'll shift when I get into bed and things like that based off of that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty typical though. Yeah, I try and get like 8's my goal, but I have to get around 7 to be like functional.
Okay, that's so understandable. And like what would be like your number one tip to like people to be successful in like the health world? What would be like your like holy grail tip that you recommend?
Um, I would say any whatever works best for you with like meditation or journaling. And the reason I say that is because it'll help you get to know yourself. And I think the biggest power in health, wellness, and life is learning yourself and your body. So things that help it, that hurt it, that make you feel good, that make you feel bad, because then you can add more of the good and decrease the bad. So for me, journaling and meditating kind of help me get there because it like slows down my mind and I'm able to like talk to myself almost, versus just like having a lot of like random thoughts and things like that. It helps me get more in tune with myself so that I can then go figure out, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel bad, and potentially even why. But then I can like kind of stay away from the bad and go towards the good.
Yeah, I love that. And then my last question would be if you were stuck on an island, what would be like the 3 to 5 things that you would bring with you?
Ooh. Okay. I don't know if this would be like allowed because you wouldn't have a charger for it, but I would say like a Kindle or a book, because a Kindle you could like you could put a bunch of books, but
Right.
a book, I would need a book. Just even if it was like honestly any book, whatever, I would just read it over and over. I just would have something to keep me busy.
Yeah.
A pair of running shoes.
Okay. That's valid. That's very valid.
Yeah, because I obviously have to work out. Um, I don't know. That's actually like I really don't think I would need that much, to be honest, which is like kind of reassuring and
Right.
also like makes me question. But oh, probably like some type of like speaker for a radio or something because of
Yeah.
music. Um, and honestly, that's really all I think, because I'm trying to think of like my even like my normal routine,
Yeah.
and like meditating and journaling I could like realistically do without anything.
Right.
Reading would help like give me a hobby. Music will obviously be for joy, and then the other things I could do to work out and everything. I mean, aside from like food, I'm assuming I'd
Right.
be able to
Yeah.
survive on the island, but
There'll be like
um,
plants and stuff that you can get on the
yeah.
island. That's
So I really think that, I mean, I wish I could like would say like a cell phone or something to communicate with like family and
right.
friends, but like say that would not be included. I'm thinking like
Yeah.
very deserted island.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably be that'd probably be it for me, I think.
Love it. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you. I'm so happy that you're the first. And yeah,
Oh my gosh, yeah, thank you so much. And it's so
of
awesome that you're
course.
doing this. And
Thank
you're
you.
I feel I always like it's funny that you brought up how you're like you post what like the content that you have and like the things that you're doing, because
Yeah.
literally today I was thinking about that. I'm like, you like sometimes it's hard for me to like post a bunch of different stuff and like even get content together, and like it's time consuming, and you're a full-time student and like you travel and do all this stuff, and it's really impressive how
You.
like much time you put into this, and like the outcome, yeah, of like everything that you do. It's really awesome. So keep it up, and I'm glad to be a part of it and to watch your journey and everything.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. Same with you. I'm so
Of
excited.
course.
Like I literally like screenshot some of your workouts that you put on like your thing so I can try them myself.
Awesome.
So I'll
Yeah.
have to let you know. But yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no, let me know if they're good. And if you ever want to
Well,
see anything specific, just let me know.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Of course.